Hello there, and today we're going to be reacting to can you survive a Komodo dragon bite? I've been seeing like the Komodo dragon stuff being around for so much. Recently on stream we learned about them. These guys are super scary.
Sunda Islands, when you suddenly spy a Komodo dragon in the clearing ahead. So, what should you do? Are you doomed?
Pet the dog! Gotta pet that dog!
Flickering, sharp, saw-like teeth glimmering, and strong, scaly body stretching up to 3 meters. Komodo dragons,
land-bearing sharks,
and the world's largest.
Fucking hell, they're massive! I didn't know they were that big.
Over
2.5 meters.
But that number fluctuates dramatically since they're capable of gulping down 80% of their body weight in a single meal.
Fucking snakes. Dragon snakes.
Komodo dragons are one of dozens of species of
They're in Indonesia, right?
They evolved in Australia and now inhabit just a few Indonesian islands, where adult Komodos generally have no natural predators.
They're the apex. You can actually do like Komodo dragon holidays in like Indonesia. I know because I've looked, because I'm interested in Komodo dragons. I used to think they were cute. We'll quickly find out that they're not.
Besides each other. They begin their lives as limber, tree-dwelling hatchlings. Within their first year, they rarely
look at him doing pull-ups, getting ready to become the apex.
Venture to the ground in order to avoid predators, like adult Komodo dragons. Because cannibalism certainly isn't out of the question, juveniles actively hunt insects and other lizards. And once spiders. They grow larger, they grab.
Look how villainous he looks with his like squinted eyes. It's like, I'm gonna get you.
To the ground, and their diet eventually shifts dramatically to include animals several times their size.
Start off at insects, graduate to like friggin' deer.
They devour deer, pigs, and even water buffalo.
Jeez Louise, even water buffalo. Fucking hell. Those things, I figured those things would just like toss like the Komodo dragons in the air and stamp on them.
And all. Komodos can lie in wait for hours alongside game trails.
So like, are they like part alligator? Like, what are these guys?
At the opportune moment, they'll lunge and can reach 17 km/h bursts of speed.
That's how my cat walks when she knows she's getting dinner. It's like an absolute mission. Nothing can get in the way of stopping her.
They're extremely sharp teeth, have serrated edges, and tips coated in iron that puncture.
In iron? Bloody. When they evolve next, does it turn into steel?
And tear through flesh, making their bites quite literally metal. But exactly what Komodos owe their hunting successes to, especially when it comes to taking down larger animals,
it's a
like
poison,
water
isn't
buffalo, has been debated for decades. Back in the 80s, one researcher proposed that
buffalo,
even if their prey initially escapes, Komodo dragon saliva might store harmful bacteria, which could proliferate in the bite wound and help kill the animal. But
so it's not guaranteed
have since found that not all Komodo dragon saliva packs such lethal bacteria.
So not all of them are like super dangerous. I thought they all were just like crazy dangerous.
And some bite wounds might get infected all on their own. Interestingly, Komodo dragons also have venom glands, which secrete anticoagulant and shock.
I swear these things are like a combination of alligator and snakes.
The destructive powers of their bites, but it's unclear whether venom is playing much of an active role.
How can it be unclear? I feel it'd be pretty clean cut to determine. like we know like spider and like snake bites, their venom is like crazy dangerous. I'm fairly confident that we should be able to work that one out, guys.
And Komodo's thrashing bites alone seem harmful enough to cause fatal injury much of the time. But they're not just hunters. Komodo dragons are also scavengers.
Bloody hell. They picked up all the perks.
Walk and their snake-like flicking forked tongue, they're able to gauge the direction
Oh no, the gang is out. They've got their own motorcycle gang. The Komodo dragons, literally.
of different scents and identify rotting flesh from afar. When one komodo takes down a water buffalo, dozens may congregate to feed. However,
And they just let them? Oh, that's pretty unique. Normally in like the wild, everyone's like, get away from me, this is mine, I'll kill you.
despite regularly diving into decaying corpses, komodo
Wow.
dragons rarely succumb to infections themselves.
So they can commit like the worst, most like atrocious bites. But then like when they fight themselves or they get injured, they're just like totally fine. These guys are
Even though
insane.
males leave devastating wounds on each other during breeding season.
During breeding season. I guess they're not breeding with males in that case. I guess they're fighting for females. That's an interesting choice of grammar.
Researchers think this is because their blood is packed with peptides, which are like small proteins, many of which can fight microbes and stimulate the komodo's immune system.
Oh, is that kind of like the dog's like saliva as well? And that's why dogs can like basically just eat random stuff on the floor and not get sick. Is that the same thing?
Some of these antimicrobial peptides have proven so promising, they're even being investigated for human antibiotic usage.
Oh, we can become Komodo dragon. I know, like, so my dad, he had like heart bypass surgery, and I know that one of his heart valves has been replaced with a pig's. So like technically, he's part pig. So if I get this done, do I become like part Komodo dragon?
But how can you protect yourself in the land of dragons? Komodo Island oral tradition holds that a woman long ago gave birth to twins, one human and one dragon. Inextricably connected from then on, the relationship between humans and Komodo dragons.
So this is like Sage Mode from Naruto. Except this, rather than frogs, it's Komodo dragons.
Is to be governed by respect and coexistence instead of fear and violence. And indeed, Komodo dragons generally avoid humans, unless something like rotting flesh is also on the menu. If you encounter a Komodo, try to stay calm and avoid sudden movements that could pique their curiosity. You're better off orienting yourself behind them.
Behind them? That's normally like you'd think they'd like freak out and be like, what's behind me? What's behind me?
Or to their side. If one gets close, you could grab a stick and push it against their shoulder.
Bro, I don't think that would be wise. You'd be like, what do you think you're doing? You just piss him off more.
Or hit their sensitive foreheads. And in the rare event one chases you,
Yeah, I bet you can whack them in the forehead. That might make a difference. If they're running 17 kilometers an hour, I think you stand a chance of getting away from them if you're moderately fit.
try outrunning them, climbing a tree, or jumping into the ocean.
I don't think climbing a tree would work, since that's where like they're kind of born and like climb. I think you'd be a bit fucked if you did that. Probably jumping in the sea is fine, but I know in like the sea around Indonesia, there's kind of worse things in the ocean.
Because they can run fast over short distances, but
The natural sprinters.
they're no marathon runners. And large komodo
They're not, yeah, so they're not marathon runners. I bet you could zigzag like how they do in Mythbusters, where they tested that against a crocodile. And the crocodile's like, oh, fuck it then. I can't be bothered with the effort to chase these people down.
can't climb trees anymore and tend to
Oh, so they lose the ability to climb trees as they get older. Oh, I suppose because they're so heavy by then, but they don't have the muscle and ratio.
avoid water. It's also worth noting that if you did end up in this situation, it's probably because you illegally ventured into a protected area
If you did end up in this situation, you brought it on yourself.
without an experienced guide. So better to just avoid doing that to begin with.
Link is in the description, guys. Well, that was fun learning about Komodo dragons. We mentioned it on stream, and I was like, oh, these guys are pretty cute. And then like 2 minutes later, as we looked into it, it was like, wow, these guys ain't so cute. But yeah, link is in the description, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.